Welcome to Total Fitness Saturday. Slightly earlier time today, 9 AM. Today's routine is called Death by Kettlebell Part 2. You may remember Part 1. Well, we've matched up the kettlebell exercise with the step exercise. We're working between the two. Today, we're doing kettlebells and body weight. 30 seconds on each. Quick swaps, quick rounds, lots of different exercises. It's all to time, so you haven't got to worry about reps, which is great. We've got some new starters in here. And obviously we have new starters online all the time. All you need is the kettlebell or two, and a little bit of space, and that's it. Give it a go. If in doubt, go nice and light on any of the movements. Get the movement patterns first, then you can worry about the weight after. Okay, right, let's get warmed up there, and we can go through the details. 10 sets full. Spot for 10 seconds in between, starting with jacks to get the heart rate up a little bit. 3, 2, Kettlebell, part 2. So we've got pairs of exercises. We're working 8 rounds, so 4 rounds, 8 sets on each. 4 sets on each, 8 sets total. Kettlebell exercise and bodyweight exercise. Okay, so I'll just tell you each combo as we go. We've got about 5 to do, and then a little finishing challenge as well again. The first one, nice one just to get the body nice and warm and get everything ready. Split jacks is your body weight. So nice and easy, just on your tiptoes there. Just nice and steady, back and forth for 30 seconds. The kettlebell exercise is a little bit more intense. We're going to do American swings, which is a nice high swing. So you're going to start your swings on the floor, pulling through the thigh triangle. That triangle, that's where it goes. Remember you're hinging. Hips go back. Yeah, to test it out, you're going to create the hand sandwich. Hands there, knees out. Yes, engage your glutes. Back, and that's what you do. It's that movement. Your arms are kind of relaxed, like a piece of string, and it's the hips that drive the kettlebell forward. Okay, we're going all the way up. So you're going to just take that kettlebell just beyond the normal range, all the way up there. Okay? Remember, if in doubt, you're not used to it, you've not done it before, just go nice and light. Perfect the movement pattern first. Don't go heavy until your house, or you're not having to put yourself at risk. Right, split jacks, American swing, ready, 30 seconds on each. Ready then, split jacks, here we go. 3, 2, Dual grip clean. So, lateral bear crawl now. Not very busy studio today, so we're not going to be going far with this one. Literally, just a step or two. So bear crawl, your regular bear crawl, your hands and knees. That's your start position. Press your toes into the floor and lift your knees. Now that's all you're going to lift your knees. The idea of the bear crawl is try to keep that position. So what you don't want is this. You'll be like that, you'll be there. So whether I do a bear crawl forward, which is your standard bear crawl, but we're going to do a lateral bear crawl. But like I say, at home you've got the distance, you can go where you like. In the studio here, obviously, we're much more restricted. So literally, just keeping just a couple of steps. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And you've got to work on trying to keep your knees low. Try and keep that distance between your knees and the floor. Okay? And then your kettlebell exercise is a squat thrust. It's a clean. So you're going to get your kettlebell between your heels. That's your pick-up point. Hands down in front, out, in, clean and squat. Okay? Down, out, in, pull and catch, nice and close. So that pull and catch is like that, look. Comes up the body nice and close, and I just catch it last minute. Okay? And then I do that goblet squat, ideal world, knees out, over the toes, create space for the hips to sit into that gap. You haven't got that range though, that's fine. Just work on it. Okay, so lateral bear crawl, squat thrust to squat clean. Okay. Right, ready? Combo 2, go! Lateral bear crawl. Slingshot squat. Right, so slingshot, your hands up here. Think of it like a little shelf. And then this arm, I'm going to do a little dip, quarter squat perhaps. Keeping the knees engaged, the quads engaged, glutes engaged. Yeah, knees out, so don't do this, don't collapse in. There. A little bit of a rotation, I'm going to bring it up. I'm just going to sit on there. Then I'm going to squat with it while I'm holding it up there. So, like this there. Up. Squat. Back. Down. Up. Squat. Okay? There's a little bit of neural pathway activation. Think about what you're doing. Think about the movements. Remember, get your hips open to allow that sitting to the squats. Okay. Right then.
the truth, and I spit it on the juice. I regret it, but I want it, never stop me rolling through. Running from the morning, in the night I feel new. Ain't returning any, cause I keep on falling for the moon. Ooh, I ain't never coming to free. More juice and then I'm coming on to you. Four, more lies until it's life and living through. The same sacrifice is what I wanna do. Yeah, picking up and everybody's picking up. I wanna live it up, I've never been no good at us. And I can feel the love around me, I can feel the love. It's like I'm drowning, but I'm proud I couldn't give up. Ooh, I ain't never coming to free. More drinks and then I'm coming on to you. Four, more lies until it's life and living through. The same sacrifice is what I wanna do. Whoa. Sacrifice what I wanna do. Whoa.
Next one. Deck squat. It's a bunny hop now. If you haven't got great mobility, and strength of course is important, but mobility first and foremost, you'll struggle with this one. Okay? So, if you don't want to do a full deck squat, you just do a get up, yeah? So let me show you the difference. Deck squat, no hands, feet down and up, okay? If you can use one hand, there, one hand, try and get up like that. Yes, it might look a bit untidy, but that's how you'll get there. And even if you have to use two hands, and then essentially there, if it comes just together, and however you need to stand up, lie down, okay, that still takes a huge amount of effort and calorific expenditure to get up and down like that. We're also adding a bunny hop into it. You're going to alternate the sides. It's a bunny hop, hop, not jump. Okay, so you're not jumping miles. So you're here, up, a little bunny hop there, back down, little bunny hop there. Okay, that's your bodyweight exercise, okay? And if you really don't get on with it, you can just do some sit-ups perhaps. Okay, some power sit-ups. Okay, then your kettlebell exercise, we're just going to do a bit of rowing and a lot of pushing, a lot of hands here, so we just want to get a bit of rowing there, got a lot of legs as well. So we're going to go overhand, high row, so upper back, traps, rear delts, and the second time you're going to twist underneath, pull it into the waist, which is on the lower back, lats. Okay, so it's going to look like this. Thumb to chest, then to waist, thumb to chest, little finger to waist. Thumb to chest, little finger to waist, okay? Swap sides each round. Okay, ready, so last combination. And then, we're going to be working on the windmills for the finisher. Okay? Right. Everybody ready, yeah? Keep the kettlebell for windmills. It will be your lightest one. If you've not done windmills before, I want you to go really, really light. Okay? Really, really light. The unusual finisher, it's not, a lot of our finishers are like full floor, full tilt, killers. This isn't really like that. This is more about concentrating on a particular movement and hitting a particular area. Okay, so we're looking at that hip hinge. Okay, this is key for getting a good windmill. Well, it's key for getting a good everything. Deadlifts, swings, the lot. Everything comes off the back of getting that hinge. Okay, with a windmill, you're hinging and moving in that direction. Okay? So, what you need to do, keep your shoulder out so you've got, I say the lightest way, unless you're familiar with windmills, then just switch off and get ready to go when I go. If you're not, listen up. So, you weight above your head for a windmill. I'm moving in this direction, my free side. That leg can be slightly bent. I'm making my way down. Okay, and at the same time, that kettlebell is there, gravity's on my side, look, where my hand is pointing, and then I come back up and it's back to there. Okay? So it's doing this, so if I do it with the palm, as I go down, the shoulder does this. So it rotates. So it acts like a gyroscope, so it keeps gravity. So if I stay here and do this, watch what's going to happen. I'm going to get pulled forward and it's going to fall. Okay, because the shoulder stabilizers won't be strong enough to hold it. They will at a lightweight, which is why I say use a lightweight, to just train them to get into the right position. But if you want to go heavy with windmills, those muscles there simply aren't strong enough. So you need to keep them out of it by doing that rotation. Okay, it's very much an obliques. One exercise that works that area is windmills. They're really good, highly functional. Okay, remember it's this movement down to the side. Okay, and then when we go to the side, it's exactly the same. Okay, that movement. Okay. Right, so once you've done, we're doing this every minute. It's only short. You do 6 windmills, so you can take your time with them. Okay, make them challenging. If you are familiar with them, try and max them out. Go nice and heavy. If you are familiar with windmills, go heavy. If you're not, don't. When you've done 6, you're then doing a side plank, which is again hitting the same area for the remainder of the time. Side plank crunch to make it even harder if you want to. So side plank there. Okay, hand here, and then bring that knee in and back. And all the time I'm holding my hips as high as I can. Okay, so this is all about that midsection. Okay? Right, let's just give it a little blast. It's only 4 minutes. Okay. Six windmills. And then hold the side plank. For just 4 minutes. Okay? Right. It's one of those exercises, remember, when you can't do them, you'll hate them, when you can, you'll love them. Okay, it's that transition between the two. Take your time, 6 windmills, side plank, 4 times, swap sides each time. Right, everybody ready now? 3, 2. on Monday. Tune in for that one. It's fast, furious, just like the lady herself. Have a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for subscribing. And well done for doing it wherever you are. Thank you. See you soon.